And what I'm going to say is of particular interest to the men here. The women, of course, will listen with great interest, for if you've had my epic poems, and I trust you have all listened to my epic poems, you will recall that the way of woman is not the way of man. And so what I'm going to say is of man and what he has to face if he ever discovers the love of God in woman. A woman, of course, will be extremely interested in this. "40 years ago, in 1962 or 1963, I was in the midst of dying to myself. I'd been going through it for several years, but the real catalyst was a woman. I loved this woman as I loved God, and my love of God was enormous, even though I was going through it, because my love of God was killing me, killing the male in me, killing the self in me, but not the man. God does not kill the man. God's love kills the male and the self. Now at that time, this woman that I loved with such intensity, just as I loved God, because I saw God in her. Not that she knew anything about that. But it was from her influence, this terrible influence of her love, my love of her and her love of me, that I wrote the song, the Bhagavati, and that I gave to the world this knowledge of the Bhagavat and Bhagavati, which of course has been for thousands of years in the Hindu religion. And I again commend my songs of life to you, and not just to play them once, but to play the story and my singing of the songs over so that you participate in the moment that they were made in, because that was the time when I was going through more or less what you are going through in your life. Now this story begins with a motion picture. In 1962-63, a film came out in Australia called High Noon. It's a story of the sheriff of a western town in America, and it's his wedding day, and he's just married his beloved woman, and they're about to set off in their carriage, whatever, on their honeymoon, when news arrives from the Telegraph that a man that this lawman, who's just been married, sent to jail years ago, has been released and has vowed to kill him. And he's coming into town on the 12 o'clock noon train. And waiting for him there are two of his armed henchmen. So the man, the lawman, says to his woman, I've got to stay. I've got to see it through. I've got to save the town in case they go mad at it, in it. I've got to do my duty. And the woman says, she says, no, you just married me. At any rate, the battle happens. What happens is that all the townsfolk, of course, rally to the lawman's side and say, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. Just like all your friends say, I'm with you. But as the noon approaches, they start to make excuses and they abscond, disappear for their good reasons, even his deputies. And he's left all alone. And he must face this man who hates him, all alone. And his woman has told him that she doesn't want any part of it. And then there's the song that goes with the movie. And I'm going to sing this song, but first I want to tell you what the movie represented to me at that time. And it was true, because it was true for me. And I'm the only one, you see. I'm the only one that anything can happen to. Only here in this body, just as in that body. And what I knew was, and what was happening in me in those days, I had to face a man who hated me. And that man was myself inside me. And the prison that he was in, and facing me and wanting to kill me and overcome the man in me, the strength in me of man, the rightness, the love of God in me. That self, my own self, wanted to destroy the man I am, wanted me to give up. And that's what this movie represented to me. And as you hear the song, which I can't remember all the words and I might have to gloss a few here or there, but you'll get, I know enough of them to present the picture to you. It was called High Noon. And it goes like this, and forgive me, I'm no singer. But this is me. This comes from the very depths of me. Do not forsake me, oh my darling, on this our wedding day. Do not forsake me, oh my darling, don't look away. I do not know what fate awaits me. I only know I must be brave, and I must face a man who hates me, or lie a coward, a craven coward, or lie a coward in my grave. Oh, to be torn twixt love and duty, what if I lose my fair-haired beauty? I'm not afraid to die, but oh, what will I do if I lose you? He made a vow while in state's prison, vowed it would be my life or his'n. I'm not afraid to die, But what will I do if I lose you? Do not forsake me, oh my darling. You made this promise as a bride. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Da 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 da, da 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 da. For I need you by my side. Now the wonderful end of it all was, she's the one that kills the man coming to kill him, when he is absolutely trapped. She does the job, kills herself for him. Now, man, that is the true story of every man's life who ever loves. For love is not here for you just to enjoy yourself. Love is here to crucify you, to crucify yourself. For this self has vowed to keep you running forever, to kill you. It's you or him. I can tell you that. And only the man who must face him all alone can win this battle. But for me, it was the love. It was the love that did the job. And I loved this woman as God. And I loved God. And there was no difference to me between the two. And I think that is a very rare state. But all love is to make a man of me. That's the purpose of it. You see, he made a vow while in state's prison, in this body, this self that knows everything and is cunning and very, very sure of itself. He made a vow while in state's prison, vowed it would be my life or his, and I'm not afraid to die. Imagine that. I'm not afraid to die, but what will I do if my love leaves me? Now, you can only love God like that, man. And that's what man has to do. You have to love God. And how do I love God? You've got to be aware of the greater picture and not so much of the particular. Everyone, man and woman, is concerned with the particular, whereas the particular will mislead you like it does the scientist. You must be aware of the vastness of it all. Immediately now, that there is something behind you and everything, something that is your very, where you come from, whence you come.